Good morning. So since last Thursday, we unfortunately were unable to get a process video of our Zoom recording, which, as some of us had already shared, was kind of happening around the country and maybe further. That Zoom, I don't know what was happening, but it was out of our control. So because we could not get you that, I'm going to teach a class this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to do a bonus live on an evening schedule. So my hopes are that some of the people we haven't been able to see who are working from home and so forth can actually get on. Like, I'm now thinking of Cullen, like all these people who it doesn't always work, right? And they're really relying on the recording. Maybe they'll get to jump on, but it's kind of a nice bonus for everybody. So this week at 6 p.m., now whether you're there or not, you're gonna get the recording too, okay? So for those that did get last Thursday, you're kind of getting a little bonus class, but I felt like it was a good solution to being able to offer what we had said we were going to offer. Now, the only problem we're going to have with that is Zoom keeps doing this. Right? I'll just be doing class around the clock because they're not recording. No, I'm just kidding. So put that on your calendar if you're interested in that, or let the others in your house know who can jump on too, right? This is a porthole into your house, right? This class isn't just for you. So maybe you have others who want to do it at the night. All right. Well, happy Tuesday for those of you who are here in the morning with me. I'm going to bring you into first little brain speed work, and then we're going to dive right down into the mat. So what I want you to do is just stand with your feet nice and comfy on the floor. Can you stretch your arms out to the side of the room for me? And we're going to take the first round nice and slow. So what I want you to think of is whichever hand the card cues is going to reach across your body and touch the opposite hip. Okay, great. I see some of you there. And then the same. If it is signaling both, they would crisscross in front of you. You would touch both hips at the same time. All right. Here is the card. I'm going to get you into my sweet spot. Remember, you can move closer. It doesn't matter. You can get right up next to your screen. So you're going to start at the top left and you're going to follow along. If the dot is on the left, its left hand touches. If it's right, right hand touches. If it's both hands. And when you get all the way to the bottom, just let your arms stay out wide so I know you made it. All right, so next round, it looks like everyone's kind of nearing the end. Great, next round is going to go into marching. I want your leg, right? You're going to bring that knee up towards you. If it's both, obviously your feet stay on the floor and you will hinge over and tap both knees. Ready, go. Crisscross those hands when you tap both knees. Excellent. Lots of great solutions going on out there, I see. And when you're done, can you stretch your arms out to the side so I know that you're finished? I'm quite certain if I unmuted you all at this point, the feedback from the folks that are live right now would say, well, that was a little more challenging. Yes? Quite a variety going on. All right, so here's where you're headed. You're going to take your arms out to the sides one more time. Good. Now your right hand is going to tap your left lifted knee. Some of you did this the first time, and put everything down. Now your left hand is going to reach across and tap your right lifted knee. So there's the march. Now just keep going. Keep tapping the opposites. Tap the opposite. Tap the opposite. Hand to lifted knee. So you're marching in the lower half of your body and your hand is crossing over. Now, of course, if we're going to do both, you're going to keep both feet on the floor, cross your hands and just hinge over and touch both knees. and then come back up. There's your pattern. It's cross over on the marching leg, dive down, press cross, last time. Let me get it in the focus there. Okay, start when you're able. And once we finish this round, you're going to head all the way down onto the mat so you can adjust your camera accordingly. I see some of you out there doing a different program. No, I'm just teasing. Good. Ta-da! I look forward to hearing some feedback about this as you finish. So as you come all the way down onto your mat, make sure your camera is set up a bit on the higher end, just because we're going to be up on our knees. And so I don't want you to get up there and then feel like you got your head trapped up. So you can see I pulled my pants up. I went outside to walk the dog and I was so hot. I'm wearing short pants. All right. Okay, so coming onto your high knees position, we're going to do some hinging back. If this is not an excellent fit for you, you always could go back to standing, right? So you're never going to go into deep knee bends that are not a good fit for you. There's a couple of you in the group specifically. I want you to think that through. Maybe you keep the hinge very shallow or come to standing. All right, everybody arms out, and your arms probably feel a bit awake already. So let your knees be about the width of your hips. And we're just going to let the butt move down like we're just sitting our tailbone down between the heels, and then pick the tailbone up and take it down and up. So we're just going to start that hinge. You take it as deep or as shallow is what works for you. Some of you might enjoy tucking your toes under behind. You can see what it feels like. Taking it down deep. Now when I come up, right arm reaches over, so big side bend. And then to center, my hips go back. And then up and over to the left. And hips go back. Up and over. And sit. 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 One more time. And sit. And last one this way. And sit. Take your hands out in front of you. Give yourself a little sway side to side. Now put some focus specifically in one of two areas, wrists or hips. So either get that weight forward and really recognize, yep, I should probably prime my wrist. I tend to be a little tighter there. Or really let that butt start swaying side to side and feel the stretch in your hips. And for everybody, we're going to go circular now. So head around. Oh, my body just did a couple little complementary adjustments there in my spine. And then go the other way around. And then coming to center. Walk your hands back to you. Up onto the high knees. Great. So I'm going to have you take your right foot and lengthen it out. Arms out to the sides. Now I'm going to sit my tail like I'm going to bring my left bun toward my left heel. Again, you're being respectful of how shallow it needs to be. And up you come. And down. And up. Down. And up. If you were to choose to stand, you would just be doing a squat with one leg out to the side. Now, could you keep your chest more upright and hinge from the hip? So I can already see kind of collectively that somewhat, right, there's kind of a chest dropping, chin dropping. Yes, they're going to follow, but let the hinge here at your hip be the lead that moves you down and back. One more, down and back. Keep it as shallow as needed, down and back. Go ahead and take yourself into that mermaid stretch. And now reach through the fingers and through the toes. You're trying to imagine that that line is getting as long as possible. You measured me from fingertips to toes. We will be back in this position later. Up we come. And the good news is we're just going to slide that knee underneath us. If some of you are preparing to lift it already, you're probably starting to sweat. All right, arms out. And left leg goes out. Now remember, maybe you need to stand one side and not the other. Make those adjustments for me. Back and up. Back and up. I can even feel a nice stretch in my inner thigh. I did a lot of gardening yesterday, so when I woke up and I bent over to get my clothes, I could feel that in my hamstrings in a really good way. 3 to go. 2, chest is lifting. 1, and big side bend. Remember, we're going for length here, so keep trying to inch those toes a little further away from you and reach those fingers a little further, getting nice and long. And then lifting back up and come on to both knees. Fantastic. Okay, can you take your right foot out in front? And it's okay that if you can't exactly see my toes, we're all familiar with our feet. You're just going to lift up your toes and set them down. So just the toes. I want you to keep the ball of the foot on the floor. Many of you will start to feel this muscle right here. And it often doesn't take long at all, but try to fatigue that out. Tibialis anterior. Pull those toes up, 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 up. Now lift the ball of the foot as well, and then tap it all down. Lift the foot, tap it down. So it's just my heel. Remains tap, 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 tap. Really focus on the up, up, up. Try to get that chin nice and warm. 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Ridiculous how hard that can feel. This leg goes back and the other leg comes forward. So we'll start with only toes. So take the toes and lift them up, down, up, down, up, down. Take a little note here where your right knee landed. Is it underneath your right hip? I guarantee you a handful, me included when we started, put my knee way over in the center for balance. Try to keep that knee underneath the right hip. Toes only. Ooh, yeah. Feeling really awake here. Now lift the foot up, tap, 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 tap. Try not to rock with it in your body. Just work from the knee down. Tap, 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 tap. 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Excellent. Slide that leg behind you. Take those arms out wide one last time. And now we're just going to start rocking side to side. Now my goal is to get my knee and foot off. Knee and foot off. The beauty is if you happen to stumble, you're really close to the floor. Again, this could be done standing, of course. Last 2. Now, can you try to find a sense of balance? I'm not very helpful on the camera, am I? Other side. The more I wiggle, the harder it is for you guys. Okay, trying to be steady, trying to be steady, trying to be steady. And come to settle in the middle. Great, we're going windmill arms before we get on all fours. I don't think you can ever do enough of these. We're gonna wrap it up in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll those shoulders back. So is everyone already feeling nice and warm? I hope so. I'm rather tacky. Okay, so we are gonna go all fours. We're gonna bring the weight with us. So go ahead and grab your hand weight, your ball, or your can of soup. I have a handy dandy ankle weight today that I'm using. Okay. So I'm gonna get myself turned here a little bit. Okay, so as we go into this all fours position with weight, I do want you to consider that the weight is an option, okay? That it's not a requirement. And so you very easily could insert it and then take it away, etc. as we're moving. So I'm gonna let it just rest here next to my right hand. And we're gonna do just last little bit of mobility here for the spine, right? We've been in a standing or lateral bend. Now let's go ahead and tuck that tail under and round the spine and give ourselves a big stretch, like we're a big stretched out back of a cat, right? And then tip the tail to the ceiling and let your chest reach forward. So I know we can all achieve these positions, tail tucks, we round, but what I'm interested in is think of the spine here and the mid upper back wants to show off. It's really good at hunching. Can you get more of the rounded feeling into your low back? That's where we're trying to find space. Now, as we tip our tail to the ceiling and the chest reaches forward, our low back, of course, wants to hollow out. That's where it shows off. Can you instead try to find the chest lifting, collarbones reaching, and try to create more of a divot between your shoulder blades? So that's the area we're trying to mobilize here. So be mindful that you're not just going to the show-off zones. Tuck the tail under, arc the low back. Tip the tail to the ceiling, open the chest, collarbones widen and reach. Ooh, there it is. Tuck the tail, arch the low back. Tip the tail to the ceiling and let the collarbones widen and stretch. Wonderful. All right, take that weight into your right hand. All right. Okay, so we're gonna start by just taking that weight out to the side and then diving it under the body. And then back out to the side, look at it, and then dive under the body, look at it. Out to the right, look at it, under to the left, look at it. Notice that my head is staying long, I'm just turning. And open. So I'm getting a nice little twist here to the spine. And open. We're gonna go one more. Lifting under. And then open to the right. Take a glance at it. Now, could you keep lifting your weight to the ceiling? Keep going, and then open your right leg out. My hair has taken over my sweaty face. So we're out in that lengthened position. We were here in warm up. All right, so from this position now, lift that right leg up and down. So find your balancing point. Lift, 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 lift. We're gonna alternate between these positions. So here we are in a modified side plank, essentially, right? We have one knee underneath us for support. And we're gonna go back and forth between those two. All right, navigate your way back around, nice and slow, slow, slow. Dive underneath and look. Bring it open and look. All fours, well, all threes, and under and look. Open and look. Dive under and look. And open and look. Final one, dive under and look, open and stay. Now we're gonna lift that right leg, reach the heel away from you, turn those toes down. So we're pigeon toed. Now the heel comes up, toe taps down. And when I say toe taps, it's just a light contact, right? We're not resting the leg down. We're just touching the mat or the floor with our big toe, back up with the heel. Lift, lift, lift. We're gonna slow the leg down so that the arm can come with us. Toe and arm go down, heel and arm lift. So your leg is only gonna move as fast as you can also coordinate it with the arm. Lift. 2 more. Lift. Last one. Stay lifted. Pulses. Heel, 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 heel. 4, 3, 2, 1. And navigate back down. Good. Come up off of those left wrists. Give it a little shake, a little twirl. Hopefully we're making enough changes in our direction that you were noticing it also made a difference being on that wrist. All right, we're staying on the right side. So come back down, 3 points of contact. The weight is in the right hand. We're gonna go specifically here for shoulder work. So find your knees right underneath your hips. Try not to get too narrow and open that arm to the side. And then we're gonna lower down, don't touch, lift up, down and up, out to the side, trying to keep that weight right in line with my armpit. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the weight to your hip, palm is to the ceiling, and bring it up, down a little, back up. So we're gonna kind of hang out at that upper range. Not trying to lower too low, light through the crown of your head. Woo, I'm feeling that. Remember, you can ditch the weight. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach the arm out in front. Left leg goes behind. There's our balance. Keep holding. Reach, reach, reach. Long through the toes, long through the fingers. 3, 2, 1. And bring everything in. We are just going to roll right to our hip. So drop your left hip down. And then you're just going to stretch yourself out. We're going right into rotator cuff. So peeling open. Notice that I'm going to keep my elbow at the side seam of my top. Well, I am sweating a lot. 4, 3, 2, keep it lifted. Now lift that arm up. We're keeping it there. Reach through the toes, and we're back to leg lifts. So we first started with just a pointed toe, leg is long. And I'm trying at this point to see how much length I can make between my right ear and my right pinky toe. So think, how long can you get from the tip of your right ear to the tip of your right pinky toe? Ooh, that solidifies a couple things, what's working and what shouldn't be working. It's not about the waist. Ooh, it's about the hip. Keep that leg lifted. Now pull those toes back and then point. Use those shin muscles, pull those toes back and point. Last one, pull the toes back. And now internally rotate. Drop that big toe into the arch of that left foot. And now heel goes up, toe touches, heel up, heel up. Oh, there is some smoke coming out of my bun. Lift, lift. 4, 3, 2, keep it lifted. Little pulse, 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 pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Lower the leg, bend the knees, and take the arm down. Okay, the weight is going to stay in our right hands, but we're rolling onto our backs. And all of us just the same. We're going to move according, right, to what we need. Maybe you need to move the mat a little. Find the best angle for yourself. All right, weight is in my right hand. left hand is behind my head. Okay, so we're gonna start by taking the weight all the way out to the right side of the room. And then we're gonna take the weight right back up and to the left knee. And then back out to the right. And then over to the left knee. Now, if you want to avoid the sit-up part, you just contract the muscles and bring the arm over without adding the lift and rotation. If you're good to go on rotation and flexion, you're going to start lifting your right shoulder blade very intentionally off the mat and see if you can really anchor into your left, lift, 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 and then down we go. So notice at this point, I'm cueing you from the arm, right? Our arm is telling us where to go. And our arm is telling us where to go. One more like so. And then stay. Now I want your arm to stay back. It's going to kind of lag behind the rib cage. So now our right rib cage is going to initiate the movement. I start going into my sit-up, my rib cage starts to come across. All I've done is lifted the weight an inch or two off the floor. And then I can bring it across. Now I'm gonna go back with my arm, but I'm gonna stay into my obliques. And then as I'm shaking like a maniac, everything comes down. So it's abs lead, arm follows. And then let that arm open back out, abs hold down and lower. Abs lead, arm is hovering, and then bring that arm over. And then opening the arm, woo, and lower down. One more, abs lead, arm follows. Now stay right there. All that's gonna happen is you're gonna open your arm, don't go back to your right, and then bring the arm back. So you're going to open the arm. It's the only thing that looks like it's moving on the body. Everything else stays put. Oh, last two. And last one. And go all the way down and out. Now you're going to take your weight and place it between the knees. You can always use your towel to buffer a harder object if needed. Okay, both hands behind your head. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, let all that air go. Inhale. Exhale. Letting the chest float upward. And then letting the chest float right back down. Exhale, and halfway through, we lift the chest straight up. And inhale at the top, halfway through the exhale, we lower down the trunk. Final one, inhale. Halfway through the exhale, we float up. Staying at the top. The legs are going to come up into tabletop and back down again. Up and down. Up and down. As we're moving in this way, moving both of our legs, keeping the levers short, remember you could draw your low back into the mat or even a towel if you wanted to keep that connection if you needed a little more feedback. Our goal is to maintain the arch of the back. So how it is just that natural low curve, we're keeping it. 3, 2, stay in tabletop for me. Could that chest come a little higher? Extend the legs out and in. The higher they are, the more forgiving it is. You can hover those straight legs right above the mat if you'd like. 4, I'm focusing on my back to make sure I'm keeping everything steady and then challenging that with my legs. Final one, and then feet come down and lower out of the curl. Take the weight out and just set it aside. Bring your feet and knees together. And we're going to take our arms out to the sides with our palms open to the ceiling. Okay, so let's just look at this from a spinal mobility standpoint. You're going to drop your knees to one side, and my upper foot just stayed glued on my lower. And then coming back up. So here we just go a little side to side. I already got a nice little adjustment again in my back. That felt good. Didn't even know we needed it. So little side to side. Now, of course, we're using momentum. We're just enjoying the twisting of our spine. Very low impact. And this is wonderful. If we want to take this into a bit more of an abdominal series, now we just have to think of those legs doing less work for us. So now drop your knees to one side and think if you couldn't use your legs. We know we're going to, and it's a little anatomical deal. We're going to use our legs, but really think of your trunk. And now think of using your abs to pull your legs up. What a difference. Drop the knees to the other side. Abs, 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 minimal leg help. And drop the knees to the other side. And abs, 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 abs. And up. Drop to the other side. And abs, 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 and up. If you feel like you're connecting with that well right there, you absolutely can stay. I'm going to just progress it a little further. Now take your arms a little bit down and towards your hips and turn your palms down. Still wide, but take them a bit lower. And now the legs, and my arms are just shaking, everyone. You're going to take your legs to tabletop and glue them together. So just instead of the feet on the floor, bring them up, glue them together just the same. Now I'm going to drop my knees and legs to the side and then use my waist to bring them up. There's a little work in pushing into my hand, and then knees go the other way. Oh, don't fall over. And then exhale, bring them back to the top. Inhale over, whether your feet are on the floor or in tabletop. Exhale up. Inhale over. Exhale up. Inhale over. Exhale up. Inhale over. Exhale up. If you kept your feet on the floor, join us in tabletop for the last 4. Legs go over. And now they straighten. And they're going to go up and over to the other side. Let them bend. Bring them back to center. Let your knees drop to the right. Straighten the legs. Come up and over the rainbow. And then bend the knees. And back to center. Dropping to the left, last time. Straighten those legs. Up and over the rainbow to the right. Bend the knees, pull them back in. And then drop to the right. And extend the legs straight up and over the rainbow. And bend the knees, come back to center. Curve forward. Oh, I just kicked my chair. Reach those arms overhead. Reach through the toes. And just let those arms circle around. So just create some big circles. Feel your shoulder blades moving around on the mat. Oh, does everybody know what's coming? First of all, if you can measure my shape right now, it's pretty intense, kind of throughout my whole being. It's just that beautiful, alive, vibrating feel. Oh. And what's coming next, folks, is we have to do the whole other side. So I want you to get set up. I'm going to get myself turned around. The weight will be in our left hand. Woo! Is everyone feeling warm? Yes, I'm getting some thumbs up from the live crowd. Oh, wait, hold on. So I still see sweatshirts in that group. What in the world? We'll talk later. I'll text you specifically. Okay, so here we are. Hand that has the weight is the left. Just want to turn a little bit here. Make sure I'm not going to kick my chair again. All right. From the top. Okay, get that right hand nice and wide. Get those knees under those hips. The weight is in the left hand. Our spine is long. Open the left arm out. Look at the weight, or your hand if you don't have the weight. And now dive underneath the right armpit and look at your hand. Open and look. Rotate. And look. So each direction, the eyes will follow. Last three. Looking and looking. Looking and looking. Last one, open this way. And then dive under. And then open out. Keep lifting to the ceiling and kick that left leg out. And just get that right hand situated as needed. All right, here we go. Leg lifts. Toes are pointed. Good. This is where we need a song. 4, 3, 2, keep the leg lifted. Now reach through the heel. Turn that toe down. Tap it lightly to the floor. Pick up the heel. Toe tap lightly. Pick up the heel. So we're trying to keep that pigeon-toed feel, like your thigh is internally rotated. Keep that arm up there nice and tall. 4, 3, 2, lift that leg, pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Navigate back onto all fours. Navigate open. Navigate back. Navigate open. 2 more. All fours. Open up. All fours. Open up. We're going to stay down and then just come up and give that right wrist a little shake. Whether you want to give it a little assist, right? I like to kind of pull my fingers down. Make you think you're like milking a cow. That's kind of the motion that you would use with your hand. Little circles. Okay, let's get into the shoulder series. What? Haven't we been there the whole time? All right, right hand stretched out. Left arm, we're going out and out. So in this particular part, you want to think of just lifting to the height of your armpit. We're not trying to crunch the shoulder into the ear. I'd rather have you be closer to your hip than your ear if you needed to make an adjustment. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Hand to the hip. And it's more of a pulse up here because I want you to stay at the high end of this. You can come up and down a few inches, but don't try to dip below your hip. Oh, mercy. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arm forward. Go, 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 go. Right leg behind. Reach that leg behind. Hold it. Get as long as you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower the arm. Now you're just going to set your hips to the right and then slide out to your right side. Oh my. Ooh. Legs are long. Elbows in at the side seam of your shirt. And we're going to peel open. Peeling open.
Good. So as you feel that, remember you're trying to keep your elbow at the side seam of your shirt. 3, 2, 1. Lift that arm up. Point the toes if they're not already, and lift that top leg up. Woo! Those buns are feeling alive. Keep pointing. Abs are drawn in and up. Yes, it's toe pointed and lift. And lift. 2 more. Keep that leg lifted now. Reach through the heel. Pull your toes back. Feel your shin. Now point the toes. Reach and pull those toes back. And then point them. Reach the heel. Point the toes, or pull them back, excuse me. And then point them. Last one. Reach through the heel. Pull the toes back. And then pigeon-toed. Up and down. Lift. 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 Oh, there's some heat. Now remember, we're trying to be as long as possible from the tip of our left ear right out through the very outer edge of our left heel. So keep that length and tension present. Lengthen, stay up there, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take them down. You can bend your knees for a little stretch there if needs be. We're rolling onto our backs. The weight will stay in your left hand. All right, so right hand is behind your head for support. Remember to make those adjustments listening to your spine. The weight in the left hand, it extends out as far away from your underarm as possible, and then it's gonna lead the way over to the outside of your right knee. And then we open back out. So we can go at a little quicker clip on this side because you have that little bit of education on the other. So as we start here, it's the arm leading. Doesn't mean it's easy, it's just different. So arm leads us and says, hey, let's go over to this knee, and the chest follows along. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower out of it. Now, lift the weight and inch off the floor. Let your rib cage start going, indicating to your arm, this is where we're headed. Then bring the arm. And then you come out. Rib goes first, then draw the arm over. Let the arm go back, then let the rib come down. So you're really just making this as hard on yourself as you'd like. I'm just giving you different cues to see how you can influence the same movement by where you're just placing the emphasis of the lead. And where that weight kind of hangs out to the side is going to make it harder. Whew. 2 to go. Oh, and down. Last one. Heading over. Shoo. And back down. Oh. All right, we're going to take the weight and put it between the knees. This time, both hands behind your head. Exhale, legs will come up to tabletop. So floating the chest, get it up nice and high. Ooh, so one alternative, if you don't want to be doing the crisscross, drop the weight and let your single legs move out and in while maintaining just the float. If the rotation and lift is no problem, I'm going to add from there. You're going to rotate your left rib towards your right hip as your legs straighten out. And then back to center, knees bend. Right rib to left hip, legs straighten out. Back to center. And we'll keep going for 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, and 1. Come to center, drop the legs, and lower out of the sit-up. The ball, or the weight rather, can be set aside, and you're going to roll all the way onto your stomachs. So as you're coming onto your stomach today, I want you to let your hands, I'm just going from this angle so you can see my side-to-side motion. So I want you to let your hands just come next to your shoulders. Much better. Okay, so as you come to land to your stomachs, let your hands just lower next to your shoulders, forehead down. We're going to let the forehead come to a hover, as well as the arms in that position. And now what I would like you to start to do is bend at your right waistline, and as your nose stays an inch off the floor, just keep it an inch off the floor as your right waistline pulls you over to the right. And then you come to center, let your left waistline pull you to the left. And come to center. So my chest is just floating across side to side. And then back to the left. And back to center and lower down. Stay with your head lowered. I'm just going to lift so you can hear me. I would like you now to bend your right knee, drawing your right heel towards your buttocks. And then straighten your leg back out and you'll point your toe. Bend your left knee, bring your heel to your buttocks, and then straighten out the leg and long. Now those things are going to work together. As you're down, you're going to float the head and arms again. And you're going to let your right waistline pull you over. And at the same time, you're going to bend and pull your left heel towards your buttocks. Now when I hinge to my left, I bend my right. Hinge to my right, bend my left. Hinge to my left, bend my right. One more to the right, bend your left. One more to the left, bend your right. And then back to center. Place your hands and elbows down and draw them in so your chest is lifted. Great. Can you peek at my feet just a little? All right, so we're going to pull the right heel towards the tush. And then straighten it out. Then left heel, straighten it out, then both. Straighten. So go right, left, both. Right, left, both. Right, left, both. One more. Right, left, both. We good with that? There was your brain work, right? I could have used the cards for that. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, so we're going to add it all in together as to one exercise. I would like you to put your forehead down, and you're going to bring your hands behind your back. Why don't you put your left facial cheek on the mat? So you're going to be looking to your right. Now, if you interlace one finger or all fingers, it does not matter. So get a hold of a hand. This is also nice to use a band sometimes. So we're looking to our right, our left facial cheek is down. We are going to take both of our heels and pump them towards our fanny. Pump, pump, and then reach them long and lift the chest and look straight at your mat. Out in front is wonderful. There's a nice long body. Reach your fingers down your buttocks. And now we're going to look to the left and lower the head. Pull the heels in, and lift. Look out there in the world. And then lower down, head goes the other way, and pulse, pulse, reach. Pulse, pulse, reach. Look right, and lift up, and look left, and lift up, wrapping it up. Pulse, pulse, reach. Pull, pull, reach. Pull, pull, reach. Last one, pull, pull, reach. Bring those arms out, keep your chest up, reach in front of you, reach the legs long, slide those elbows back underneath you, and prop yourself up. Oh, and then we're so thankful for the use of our arms here, right? Our back gets a little break. All right, so widen your legs. Well, I dare say as far as you can without letting your pelvis pop up, right? So this doesn't count. Knees down, hips in the sky. Nope, hips need to be down. Okay, so from here, bend your knees, touch your toes, and then just let your legs straighten back out so they're wide again. Touch the toes, reach wide. Touch the toes, reach wide. Yes, how many of you just banged into something in your space? Bend, reach, bend, reach, bend, reach, bend, reach. Now bend, it's toes, heels, heels. As you feel yourself, maybe thighs are getting a little looser or hips are feeling more open, you might find your knees can be wider. Toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, last toes, heels, and stop, heels. So squeeze those heels together for me. Press your hands together. Get yourself really set up here. Good. So press the palms together. Press the heels together. And now abs lift up. And we're going to push into our knees and elbows and lift our abdomen up. Oh, baby, I'm shaking. And then lower the hips and abdomen down. Lift up your navel. And then push into the elbows and the knees and lift the hips. And lower down. Ooh, shakety, shakety, shake. Last one, lift the navel, lift the hips. Take them up, 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 up. Now, you know how we've done our rock side to side? That's happening here. Can you start to imagine that you could lift a knee and lift a knee? Maybe it's just your imagining, I'm not sure. I'm on my elbows, my hips are up, my heels are touching. Now we're working the diagonal muscles on the back side. And lift, and lift, and lift. Keep those knees wide. Last 3, 2, and 1. Come to center. Let the hips lower. Let your body lower. And just reach those limbs out. Good thing I plan on working outside the rest of the day. I'm already sweaty anyways. Walk your hands back towards you. Push yourself up. We're going to sit back into a little child's pose. I want you to stretch out that lower back. Woo! Go ahead and dive one arm underneath, giving yourself that wonderful little twist. And then draw that arm back out. Other one dives under. And then bringing it back through. Why don't you find yourself into a seated or lying on your back position that is comfortable. And we're going to go through just a quick release here today. We're going to go back to a position we were in. You could do this if you're seated as well. You still just rock your legs side to side. So arms are wide, palms open. We're going to let the upper body kind of surrender to the earth here. And then we're just going to take those knees and go side to side. Remember, we talked about where we put the emphasis is how our body perceives what's going to happen. So in this, our emphasis is just flow and ease, right? So we just get this lovely twist. We're not telling our abs, oh, this is really hard work. No, we're just letting the weight of our legs swing side to side. And then as the legs come back to center, widen them out a little bit, and then just let them lengthen out. And if you're seated, just let the thighs stay a bit wide. Let your hands come to rest on your thighs. So I'm going to take my arms and shoulders and lift them off the floor, and then gently set them back down. And now I just let them check out, right? Now I can feel that my arms are just there. They're supported by the earth. Well, first they're supported by my rug, and then my floor, and then the foundation, and then the earth, and right? But I'm supported, and I'm letting those arms just be. They are vibrating. I feel a great vibration in the palms of my hands. And now just let your head rock side to side. So we're rocking side to side. Maybe you also feel the urge to circle the head or nod yes, all of which are wonderful. Please choose what seems as though it will feel the best in this time. And then making your way back to center. And I want you to feel that where your head is resting, that your nose is just toward the ceiling, not reaching behind you. So try to lengthen out that neck a little bit. And then just letting the head stay there resting. Now I want you to take your right arm and lift it up towards the ceiling. So there we just had to ask those muscles to work again. Even try to lift your right shoulder blade off the mat, lifting up like I'm pulling you from your right hand only. Now keep your right hand lifted, your right arm, but let your right shoulder blade come back to the mat. And now let your right elbow come back to the floor. And then lengthen the arm out, letting the hand just fall heavy. Let's do the same on the left. Lift it up. Shoulder blade comes off. Set the shoulder blade down, then the elbow, then the hand. All right. Now we're going to take our toes and give them a wonderful little wiggle. Probably make some good sounds. Now circle the ankles. And go the other way. And then I want you to point and flex. And you do it at kind of a rapid speed where it rocks you. You kind of feel how the neck gets a little rocking action. Just that real rapid point and flex. And enjoy the rocking, calming our body from the inside out. Letting that nervous system calm down. And then just let the feet come to a complete release. Maybe you feel that little vibration now in your feet, maybe in your thighs. Let's draw some big breaths directly into the abdomen. So I almost feel like we have a straw through the belly button and could breathe. Let's fill up the tummies. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, fill the belly. Let yourself just come to a comfortable breathing pattern. As our hands are just relaxed and stretched out, I want you to imagine that we were creating a giant circle and holding hands. Give those hands a good squeeze.
And then softening our grip. When you're ready, go ahead and roll yourself onto your side. I would love for you just to take a couple moments and set an intention for the day, whether it be a word or a phrase. I wish you all happiness today.